Alright, since we had a little bit of difficulties here, wanted to capture this in our delta. We had a 416 volume, uh, and that's what we got. We got the tail right here. So the O line should be moved to close. Alright, that is the close. So price, sellers keep trying to drive it below the close. And they are not getting rewarded for their efforts. So we see now, this is always something I'm looking for here. I had technical difficulties, so I wasn't able to take this. But right now, we're in, yeah. So things I'm looking for now is support, time and sales. This is jigsaw, dome, the jigsaw reconstructed tape. And we see bright blue is good for longs, uh, and sweeps. So we're just taking out this high that we previously established, uh, 27, 15, 5, 27. So we have a dead imbalance here. So looking at the reaction here on the dome, when things lit up, when all of these, you saw the time of sales, when all this lit up, it was reacting to prices that were sitting here, passive uh, orders that were sitting. So when this bar took off, it reacted with all the orders that was sitting above here. So that zone right there is where all those orders were sitting. So we have our next candle. We have good volume. Buyers got rejected, and we're back into this zone here. So 5-minute candle, and during the Globex session, it's a lot easier to see and track the dome. These are market orders, so these are more orders. These are real, and these are limit orders here on the side. So if you're at a place of interest, you want to see these bids stacking. Now they could be pulled off at any time, and these offers could be pulled off at any time. But the number of quantity at this level. Um, what I like about Jigsaw is it has the momentum. See this blue light up. So um, during RTH, you'll see like several levels, you know, and you can say, okay, well this zone is 27, 28, 25. So just look in 27 to 28, 25, 28. Well, I got hit the dome. So anywhere in this area here I'm wanting to see um, when the bids come back in, or excuse me, when the offers come back in, will it bounce? Will it be some red come down and bounce up? Will this be absorbed? Will there be enough bids coming in to support the number of offers that's being executed? The market sales is being executed. So really hard to tell too on Globex because you got ones and twos always. You don't have a whole lot um, in the way of intent. You don't have a whole lot in the way of intent. So just in between, I marked off this upper level, and this is the current session volume profile. So and this pink line is the current or the previous POC. So we have the previous volume profile, previous session, previous POC, and in between those, we have these distributions, and between these distributions should act as resistance, which we can see very clearly see that it did. And down here, it's going to be a resist. That's going to be support. Take off this line here. This is current swing here. So this volume profile is the current swing. This is the current session. This is previous session. This is free. And just box off. This is the high, previous session high, previous session low, current session high, current session low, swing high and swing low. So do look this area here, you'll see that might be an attempt to get some volume in there. We got about half of that lack of volume. Got about half of it. See, put your cursor here. 509, we've covered about half this area because we can combine these two volume profiles and stick them here. So about half this volume profile has been filled out. So we will have a little pocket here. Here to here. Should be support. So should react there. So we have a rising cumulative delta. See that the whole session delta has been upward. So buyers are coming in. Buyers are there. They are present. whole idea is to really identify the right? Where I expect interaction, where I expect uh, orders to be. POC here is always a target. If you're below it, it's a target for longs, and if you're above it, shorts are going to try to at least target this. Uh, just want to see, an initiative push above this range here. So you can also see we have same thing we did on the bottom, we can do on the top. We have this split between the distributions. So we do expect, because we have the point of control there, for this volume to be filled out a little bit more. Now we can see a sweep. Settings are sweeps. Okay, we've got the speed of the tape. Says a lot. And we have volume, total volume picking up 287, and we have buyers at the high of the candle. I'm testing this MZ pack, and I don't have it yet. So, version 2, this one is what I'm using. So, alright, we have a buying imbalance here, 31 to 4. There's nobody selling here. See, there's no contracts here. So the people that were waiting here before, okay, it looks like the last of them probably in this area here, 12. Okay, so you can look on the right hand side and see that this big imbalance here at 30, 31 more contracts were traded at the on the buy side. And we can see over here on the right, a lot of blue is coming through. Sometimes though, uh, these are passive, right? So we can't, with 100% certainty, say that this 31 here, oh, you know, 31 buyers, only 4 sellers. We can't, you know, say with 100% certainty that these were all buyers. There may have been 20 people that were short biased, just had a limit order sitting up here. So order matching is something very important to understand. Um, we have this volume. Of course, we are in the right time window. We have um, the rest of the world's market, not the rest of the world's markets, but we have several markets that are, the Asian market and the Australians. I'm in Central Time, so 7 p.m. Central is a good time for volatility to start pick up a little bit. So uh, right now, it does appear that we have on the tape, we have people committed. It appears that the bias, see how it's coming in, and we can look at our dome. And every time it ticks down here in momentum, how is it being met? And it's just the reaction between the market participants. That's what I'm really trying to gauge. They will really, I'm just kind of waiting to see, if we make it here, what's it going to be like. Go back, look at the day. The previous session was a big, uh, we ranged after lunch. It was a peak out and right back to essentially where, just a big range. The whole day it just ended up being like almost a perfect doji. So a lot of ranging, a lot of uh, just balance really. So just kind of want to see that tip. We had our initiative uh, bar here, so we are above the session high, which we took that out with ease. So looking at about again the same. If these people were long here, if at least the majority of them were long and not didn't have a short biased, didn't have a sell order here, a passive limit sell order sitting here, which would cause the, due to the market uh, order matching, it would appear like people were going long. But it's very, 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 very important to understand. It's critical to understand that just because you have a buy side imbalance doesn't mean that it's necessarily buy side biased. Um, but if the majority of people were, then this might be a spot for people to get in that we're not able to. Those 31 here. So, and it was a POC, the point of control of this candle. You can see the delta change. 87 fewer people have committed to buying, generally speaking, than the previous bar, and now even 53 less of the previous bar, but doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, it's just a piece of the puzzle. I'm not going to say it doesn't mean a lot, but it's just a piece of the puzzle. So the thing about NASDAQ is how uh, I don't want to say illiquid, but just, you know, price can really move uh, just due to the fact that, there's not, if you look at the dome here, you see these spaces in between these market orders that went through. These are market orders. So these are actual transactions that have taken place against the limit orders, which can be changed at any time, be spoofed or whatever. So, say 528, we have 529, we have support supposedly, right? All right, we got an order, we have a 10 contracts, and we got momentum going down, but at the same time, we've got this minimum right hand side too. So, how is it reacting? It looks like, you know, these people here are stepping up, and look at the time and sales, reconstructed tape. Uh, there's 11 lot that just came through right there. What happened? Here's price. Price is here. The buyers ate it. The buyers ate it up. So at least right now, we can see that. Okay, now 13 just hit 28, and we see right here on the right hand side. Oh, Okay, we tick down. Like we can see here that these people are, they're getting in. So we're looking at these bids that are coming down. What we're looking for, right? That's where's 50%, right? So we're already below the 50%. Where's the next logical place? Oh, see, these buyers are stepping in. Here, look at this. Just under 2 minutes left in this 5 minute candle. You know, not a lot of buying here until we get to the lower part of this candle. Buyer stepped in. So you see now the price is back up to 29. Look how the offers 3, 4, 5, 8, 8. There's nothing that stands out here. But on the same, on the same token, there's nothing that really stands out either on this side. Bids. So we see the pressure that came in. These 16 here. The inverse of what we were talking about earlier of these 31. Well, just because 16 people came in or showing on the offer side doesn't mean that there were 16 people wanting to sell that were short biased. It could have been 10 or 12 or maybe even one. I don't know, but it's kind of got to gauge it. But maybe not all 16 of these were short biased, but it was right underneath this candle. 5 minute candle, people put their market order in, maybe. So you just kind of gotta, you know, judge the pullbacks. This was just, was this a blow off candle? 451. If we look at, comparatively speaking, look how late it was in this little move. We had 416 off the bottom, but now we're already getting a, comparatively speaking, to what we've been having. Deep pullback. So was this 451? Was it a climax? Is that term? Um, because there's only just such a few candles, but was it just like a trap? Was it a bull trap? Were they trying to trap bulls, thinking, "Hey, this is initiative. I'll set my uh, stop. This would be support. This area here." Looks like a lot of people did. A lot of this red right here was probably limit buy orders, and they put the stop right underneath the candle. A lot of them probably got taken out here. So, just so many different scenarios. They just the overall intention. So right now, this is this area should be the line in the sand, or because we're in this was the break of the range, and you can see how this candle came, touched right, within that area here of this, and this candle, and this candle, which is the value area high of this current swing to it. So what I wanted to see is people come in, longs come in, because if this is a breakout, comes down, verifies the top of this, right? As long as we can hold this right here, yeah, that's our line in the sand. Then around the 27 mark is where we're at now. You can see we do have buyers stepping in. Well, it's a candle, it's a down candle. I see our uh, delta flipped. Just kind of want to see this area, and I'll give it down to value area high. So dotted line. What's the intent? So how many people are hitting the offer right here at this line? 4, 7, you know, 9, 8 hit the bid. Small percentage of those on either side may have had the opposite bias. Right now, so pushing through this area here to get to this value area high at 26, 26, 25. That's where we're at right now, price wise. Let's look at this number here. This amount of orders. And somebody just came in, straight up marketed it in. And look at these bids, pulling and stacking. Offers and bids, pulling and stacking. Just had 3 with momentum. Where did it go? Okay. Starting to go down. 2 hour. This is our line on the sand, This this area is what I'm looking for. If I'm wanting to go long, if I'm wanting to take this long, wanting to go off of uh, what the tape is saying and what the actual are going through, seeing how the intent of the bids uh, reflected through the numbers, right? Are these numbers here on the right, are they getting higher? Are people starting to stack against, you know? And you can see that we just had buyers come in to defend this area. So right now, it's volume and it's happening. Now look at the tape. Tape's not moving too fast. It's all zero. So there's nobody really willing to do any business here. So who's going to step in alongside? Okay, order of 5. See, that's great. Order of 8. Who takes the 8? 5 offers take the 8. They're adding. Okay, there's 9. 1 offer. So now that 9 gets dealt out, we saw all that came in on the offer side. So the dome really, you can see momentum now. Big numbers. But we can see this is the where. This yellow line. Still have 3 minutes left. But this is, the dome is the win. This is the where. This is the win. And we have the POC, the point of control of this move. This is the current swing. This first volume profile is the current swing. So we have the point of control being breached. Is this a stop run? Well, there wasn't really, we had 20 positive delta here at 24, so go with 24. Okay, the market numbers already, because it changes once the price goes back to it, it sets it. So okay, we have people stepping up. We have, remember, if we're above it, point of control's target, and it would be a good place to bounce if we didn't get the bounce off of the value area high of the current swing, but that's so short term though. We've already got more volume than last candle. The other one's picked up here, 24. So we have this is the value area low of the swing. This is the value area low of the session. Now, due to the time frame, we can look at 6A Australian dollar. Uh, much more liquid, comparatively speaking. I mean, it's not the ES, but um, something's shaping up right now. We have the low of day just put in, and this drill box on this whole area. This is previous session. It was just range. This is the range volume profile, so helps determine the range. So you had 186 less delta, this candle. And I love the volume. Love the volume bubbles too. But we can see at the very low, we had 86 people, so or 86 contracts to the offer. Uh, this is more of a setup, more tangible setup right now. So just go 6A is good. You're just not going to get crushed. Uh, we are in a downtrend, but the bounce. Are we going to put in a double bottom here? It's a range. I mean, we've been ranging. All session was a range, so that's what I'm looking at. Looking at 60, 637, 55. I'm looking at this area here, so see how many contracts are being traded at 50. So I want to see uh, this blue, right, start to come up above 655, and here's our time it sells. See that the offers, people are just taking it down, getting reaction. But you're not getting it on. This is kind of where I would like to have seen a lot more volume than previous, than relative previous candles. Um, Give me a lot more confidence in taking it long if it did come back up here. Uh, One point about the order matching, we see 112 people or 112 to the uh, you know this buying imbalance here. So oh, it can be one of two things, but both things to me say the same thing. Uh, if this was 112 buyers with a long bias, uh, it definitely should have moved up more than two ticks, right? Or the majority of these people here had passive orders in, so their intent was to go short, but when they get executed, it goes to the positive delta side when they were short bias all along. So I think this right here is probably an excellent capture of. It's not a black and white understanding. It's a gray understanding, gray area understanding. Can't see this and be like, okay, hey, I'm long. You know, this is I'm going with these people. No, you don't. Oh, so you see this number 38 here. Um, let's set up a little bit different and do Q. But at 40, okay, now at 30. So we have stacked selling imbalances. But we're not. I mean, our trend is. I guess it's safe to say this is a trend. The overall, my overall understanding was that of it being in a range. I guess technically the range could have been. So here, last ledge, the last ledge, kind of about right. And the speed of the tape is picked up, and there are people definitely biased toward the short side. So these people got rewarded for the breakout of the range. I just not really don't really like to do the breakout trade too much. Now, if you know, you know, sellers are not offering a chance to get in. These, according to Axia Futures, these are the safest trades. These are really safer because the aggression, the intent is so apparent. The intent is to go short. They're not offering a chance to get in. Sometimes you wait for the pullback. Well, the move might be over, but it's, it's not really. Just looking at town sales, speed of tape has slowed down. Uh, I do look for a retest of this area. See how it goes from there. It's things. Not chase anything, that's for sure. Sometimes it's not chasing. Sometimes it's just hopping on the train that you know clearly that intent is there. Look at these sell side imbalances. We don't have to know the number. See the color. You know, these sell side imbalances. This magenta. 2, 3, 4 rows, 5 rows. There's intent. There is intent. High volume. This is normally where I look for the move to be played out. You know, are the sellers exhausted? Keep monitoring this. And back over to our queue. About 3 ticks off the bottom of the candle here, so remember this is the range. This was the previous high that we broke, and we had to validate that previous high, and we didn't validate it. And didn't take it short. I was a little long biased. Or I wasn't long biased, but this NQ is really tricky. X is so thin. You know, you see a lot of zero prints, but they can help you like in ES during RTH. You know, but it doesn't really help you a whole lot on a market that is not as liquid. The spread is really uh, it's not it's terrible. I mean, it's worth trading, but things that you would normally look for in RTH, you can't put as much weight on. Excuse me, during Globex because volume's just not there. So we know overall the bias overall is it's ranging. So it's not really a committed effort toward one side or the other now. So back to Australian futures or Australian dollar. So 61 went on the bid here. We have a high volume down candle. Okay, it's more than any other. Look at that. We should expect to at least hit the bottom of the range here at 37.55. Okay. Was this the stopping volume? Was this a somebody that had a passive order here to buy, which would show the bubble was red if they did? You know, that's just one of those things where you gotta the nuances. You know, relatively speaking, a high volume candle at it wasn't the first candle or the second. It was what might be the last candle. Let's look on our previous session profile. So a previous session profile. This is the value area low. So we have our area. Right, we have our where. Uh, how much further? Now, I mean, it could just keep going down, but are people gonna go short here? Uh, Jump in, look at the time of sales. We have some blues coming in. We have 27 orders. 9 got taken. Yeah. 9 up, 14 to. So we have people reacting here. Okay, we have buyers come into the market. We have 10 left. Looks like three got pulled off. We have people. Okay, well, those 10 got taken out. We have 53 ahead of us. Alongside 15 below us, and then 96 and 144. But these can be pulled off at any time. So we had a momentum down, then we had a momentum up. So price. Let me highlight price. Appearance. Price. Let's make that so we can see. Okay. I'm just watching the time of sales. Okay, we're having chunks. Uh, not so much chunks. On the 6A, 10, well, 10 lots. What's it doing to the price? So what I look for is high volume candle, up or down, right? And then our delta change has been 156 to the good. We're still minus 55. So our overall delta change has been positive, but we're still not positive on delta. So that's what I'm looking for. You know, the committed people, and you can see over here on the right hand side, people are stepping in, either closing out positions. Um, just gives me a better read than trying to trade Nasdaq, Globex. You know, it's trading something where these, you know, it's in Australia. These are normal market hours for them, so going to get more of uh, the intent, and a more understanding of what's actually going on. So if this would be reversal, uh, you know, if this was the stopping volume, should be healthy, you know, range through here before you either taking it further down or back into the last session's range. And you can see we didn't see that with this volume bubble. We didn't see uh, the continuation. And just for a few, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. That's it. You know, we had this 112 either got 8 or it was, you know, a passive sell order. So right now, Nasdaq back inside the basically Globex range here. True range. So I didn't take us all the way down, but this area, it's a. Yeah, I'm not going to ditto in the middle, but over here is more interesting, or more of a opportunity, a more tradable event setting up than the Nasdaq right now. So because I always look for these high volume candles in a downtrend or uptrend. We had positive change in attitude starting to support that maybe this will be a good area for longs who, you know, a good return on investment for longs to buy here. So see the time it sells. We have a 10 lot coming in, 11. Let's reset our dome. What it does is it clears the market orders. So these are all numbers. These are all true numbers that have, you know, this actually happened. These numbers on the right and to the left, these numbers can change. They can be spoofed. It gives the appearance that we have all the support here. The low of day. We have another selling imbalance here, and even watch that. During Globex and even um, market like the 6A, you can actually watch the individual numbers too. It helps out a lot. There you go. Just got another 60. Just went through. At 636.70. So you had a 76 total. But now, look what's happening. Look what's happening. So the yellow is your price. You had all this come through at 70. You had 76 come through at 70. Okay. And we're right back up to it. We're back up to where he was. For these numbers to grow. Pop back over here. So that was another high volume candle. But what was the effect? That was the high volume candle. What results did it render? We have a 96 on selling imbalance here, but then again, was that all of 96? Was that the intent to sell? Judging by what's happening, maybe the majority of those 96 were limit orders to buy, which of course gets matched as it look at sell. So you got to understand the difference, the nuances. So had two within 3 bars. We've had two high volume uh, orders to the sell side. So how committed is the market to can get out? This was the low of day, the low of previous session. So if we just and again, I mean the result's the same. Either these, even if it was 100% of the intent to sell, well they did not get rewarded. Their selling got bought right back up. Even if you don't think about order matching, just think about what it caused. What was the effect? What was the effect? You got 24 people here, or 24 orders, 24 contracts at the top of the candle. And there, you want to look for interaction. You see at number 9, interaction. I'm just looking for the delta bar. Just really want to see it. I mean, 196. We gained 196, 182 so far. Selling imbalance. 22 buyers here, so not much more commitment above this area. Selling imbalance. See the numbers ticking. Meanwhile, you had the bottom of this 5 minute candle here, the mother bar was support. It's just, for me, just so hard to read. So back to 77. Now look at all this volume on top of this candle here. Look at all this volume. Look at that 36, 53, 10. All this, all of this. Now you've got 763 candle, which I hate to see. Um, it's much easier to tell when it's at the very end. Right now we got 183 at the top. What's the market doing? Yeah, we got the selling imbalance, the selling. We got 3 rows of selling imbalances here. Look at our dome. 28, 29 came in here. 38. What's happening? Looking at the price. This is this bull trap, you know? 2 consecutive, look at this, 2 consecutive. Oh, it was 183 for a split second. The bar's not dropping. We have all this buyers coming in, but watch the, we had a 50 and it ticked down. We had a 50 and it ticked down. Still ticking down. Look at the support you have on the longs here. I get the resistance if you're long here, but then again, these are not set in stone. They can be pulled. But especially at a 50 lot, definitely want to see that area hold. And we just ticked right back down. So are these buyers getting absorbed? That's 1,000 volume being 1,014 on this bar, 5 minute bar. And we got, and the next bar that opens here. So of course I was going to point this out earlier. There was a bit of low volume area here that we expected to be filled in. So yeah, well, what was the effect of this? Of this 1,014 people and all the volume, all the buying volume at the top? What was the effect? The effect was the next bar that opened ticked down. See what we're on doing? We got 12 contracts waiting to be traded. Back to NQ. We had a 6 point bar here. It came off this current swing value area low here. But we saw that the previous spot that we marked, that was resistance. So there's not an intent to Stay above that for now. Hmm. This yellow line's close. And that was a couple ticks off. We're at the point of control now. I should expect we're back inside the range, so do expect the value area low of the session to be tested. The yellow line is right above the value area high, so you can see by the red. I don't have to see the numbers. I can just see by the red that sellers are being bought up back to the 6A. We're at our area of interest, which is the bottom of the previous range that we marked out previous session. That's where he was when we first started looking at the chart. It was in between the yellow lines. Dipped below, came back up, and now, the decision's made on what he thinks is going to happen. So we had sellers quite a bit of volume at 142. Okay, I do have with Jigsaw, really, really good. Yeah, 19. Okay, those are my filter should be 20. Filter. Forgot how to do this. There's an option to. It's supposed to be 20. Let's do this. Filter. Let's do Q and Q today. It's crazy. One is not a block trade. Block trade. Got 25 on the reconstructed tape. Don't know why I can't font auto options. Hmm. Forget how to do that. Customize. Yeah. Well, you can hear that there's definitely interaction at that level that we drew out. Oh, I see. Trade. Trade. There is an option to set the filter, and you can see that we're matching 55. We are rejecting the bottom of this previous range. And there you go. That's how easy. That's how easy it is right there. Should I turn the alert window off here? But I'm not looking to catch the whole move. All I'm looking for is to capture some coin. And saw it, so uh, let's see. So we captured uh, 6 ticks. 5 ticks on 2 of them, and 6 ticks on 15. There we go. All right, so That's how I look at it, man. Set it up, get the where, and get the when. And we had a confirmation with the volume bubbles. We had these multiple sellers coming in, uh, multiple multiple orders coming in, right where we drew our line, and just got below it, marketed it in. I'm not worried about slippage on something that as liquid as the 6A. I'm worried about getting in, make the coin, and get out. But there we have it, folks.